Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Jay. 4 years after The Last Jedi was released, 2017, has my opinion changed about the movie? Um, Star Wars Episode 8, aka The Last Jedi. No, I still think the movie does not make any sense whatsoever. First of all, it doesn't follow the parallel storyline. Back to my Star Wars video when I explained um, the title of the video, um, what we can learn from the Star Wars saga. And I explained how it all supposed to parallel. Well, in The Last Jedi, that doesn't happen. In The Last Jedi, what we learn about Rey is that she is nobody in the saga. That Kylo Ren tells her that she is nobody. Only then to later find out in 2019 and then in the following film, excuse me, in The Rise of Skywalker, that is not true and that Rey is indeed a Palpatine. My whole point was, why not do what you did with Luke, reveal to him that he was Darth Vader's son in the middle of the movie, have him grapple with his new reality, have him wrestle with the new reality that he is the son of Darth Vader, he is the son of his worst enemy, and that Obi-Wan Kenobi lied to him about his father being killed by Darth Vader and that his father actually is Darth Vader. He had to grapple with that in between Empire Strikes Back and the Return of the Jedi. Same thing with Anakin. Anakin has to grapple with his evil nature after he avenges the death of his mother and he kills um, the Tusken Raiders that killed his mother. He has to avenge. He has to grapple with the onset of evil that is about to overtake him. That will eventually overtake him in Revenge of the Sith. With Rey, she doesn't have to grapple with anything because she's nobody in the story, which made perfect sense. Why does everybody have to be related to somebody? I wanted her to be a Palpatine. When I saw The Force Awakens in 2015, I wanted that to be the case. But when we found out that that wasn't the case, I'm like, okay, now this is good. We've adapted to this reality. Now Rey has to struggle with who she is and how she fits perfectly in the story. She was nobody. She has to make her way for herself in the galaxy. The whole point of The Last Jedi was that anybody could hear the call of the mission and become the next savior to save the galaxy. Because just because the Sith were destroyed, just because evil was expunged in the galaxy from the galaxy in episode 6 doesn't necessarily mean that evil is gone forever. It's just like us in our real lives. Just because we overcome certain struggles doesn't mean that other struggles or even that same struggle won't resurface. But you don't have to be somebody special. You don't have to be from a special bloodline, if you will, in order to make an impact in the world. And that's what The Last Jedi could have taught us. But they went back on that at the last minute, and J.J. Abrams rewrote her in as a Palpatine, which again is fine. But the fact that we don't find that out to the end of the last film doesn't make any sense. Tell us that in The Last Jedi, so this way us as the audience and Rey as a character can grapple with that reality in between the two films. Why why have us why have us confused? Why have us baffled and thinking, oh, Kylo Ren is a liar? Another thing that didn't make any sense in The Last Jedi. Why does Kylo Ren overcome his slave master, overcome his master, Snoke, in the middle of the second movie, in the second act? Doesn't make any sense. if it parallels, like George Lucas said in the making of the Phantom Menace, it's like poetry. It rhymes. He should have killed Snoke in the last movie. And then not only that, we find out later that Snoke is nobody. Snoke is just a clone of Palpatine. Snoke is just a tool of Palpatine using him to manipulate Kylo. So why are we learning about Snoke? Why are we why are we taught to fear Snoke? What's the point of Snoke? We never find out. Another thing, what was the point of Luke Skywalker denouncing everything he's ever learned? Okay, well, like I said before, in life, we're going to have struggles, and in life, we're going to have battles. But just because we have those battles, and just because we resolve those battles, doesn't mean that other battles won't come about. That's true. So just because Luke overcame his anger and he didn't kill his father, and he overcame his desire to avenge the loss of his aunt and uncle, just because that happened doesn't mean that he won't later grapple with other issues. I get that. But for him to completely denounce Obi-Wan, for him to completely denounce the Jedi Order, for him to completely denounce Yoda and completely denounce his father, completely nullifies episode 6 and what he said at episode 6. What did he say at episode 6? I am a Jedi like my father before me. Which means he was dedicating his life to the Jedi Order. Why would he then, in episode 8, turn around and say, this is why the Jedi must end? I understand it was a critique of the religious dogmatism of the Jedi Order. I get that. But why did it have to come through Luke? Why not another character? Why not a third character? Why not Rey? Why not Finn? Why not one of them that is newly interjected into the storyline? Why don't they critique this whole intergalactic battle between the Sith and the Jedi, or the Republic and the Rebels, or the New Republic and the First Order? Why don't they critique it? Because they're coming at it from an outsider's perspective. He's coming at it from an insider's perspective. Luke gave his life for this war. It was just like with Vietnam. I'm sure there were a lot of critics about the Vietnam War, and a lot of critics about what we were over there fighting for Vietnam. Same with Afghanistan. But I would venture to say that a lot of the soldiers, they gave life and limb. And limb is appropriate in this instance, where Luke Skywalker wouldn't be the ones themselves to criticize the war. They would still stand by the cause, even though deeply within their consciousness and within their minds, they know the cause may have been not so worthy and not so grandiose, right? So Luke throwing away the lightsaber, throwing it over after Rey gives it to him, is a complete disrespect to his service in the intergalactic military. It's the equivalent of somebody getting a Purple Heart for serving in Afghanistan or serving in Iraq or serving in Vietnam, and then throwing the Purple Heart in the ocean like John Kerry was alleged to do. Okay, maybe you didn't agree with the principles of the war. Maybe you felt you were manipulated by the political apparatus of the day. But that doesn't mean you disrespect the service. That doesn't mean you disrespect what it means. You don't disrespect what it means. For Luke to do that didn't make any sense. For Kylo Ren to kill his teacher too early didn't line up with what the original writers of of Star Wars, the poetry aspect of Star Wars, how it's supposed to mimic the Iliad, and how it's supposed to mimic the Aeneid, and how it's supposed to mimic the Odyssey. It doesn't make any sense. For Luke to never have a confrontation face to face with his nephew Kylo Ren didn't make any sense. Some people say, "Oh, for him to try to kill Kylo Ren didn't make any sense," but I get that though because he fell. He had a moment of weakness. You know what I mean. He fell. He had a moment of weakness. That happens. That shows his humanity. But for him to never confront that moment of weakness is cowardice on Luke's part. It wouldn't be in his character within the story to do something like that. So that didn't make any sense. The reveal of Rey, the going back and reversing it, saying that she was a nobody, is reconfirming the midichlorians narrative that everybody hated from episode one. So that didn't make any sense. So in short, 4 years after the Last Jedi, it still doesn't make any sense. The Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker absolutely contradict each other, and it seems like they don't even fit within the same trilogy. Anyway, guys, that's my opinion of The Last Jedi 4 years later. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell button to see when my next video is coming out. Peace. And don't forget to subscribe because I want to get those those subscriber numbers up, guys. Peace. May the force be with you. Love you. Yeah, I know.